Hi, guys, and welcome back. Well, this is a recap of what has happened so far in the Sean Diddy Combs trial. Now, key elements of the trial so far opening statements. Now, the prosecutors accused Combs of using violence and threats to coerce women into sexual encounters over a period of 20 years. Now, Combs' defense attorneys argue that the case misrepresents consensual relationships as sex trafficking. Now, the witness testimony. Several witnesses have taken the stand, including Cassie, his ex-girlfriend, and a key witness who testified about alleged physical and emotional abuse and involvement in freak-offs or hotel nights, quote, unquote. Another witness is called Jane, and this woman testified under alias of Jane about forced sex acts and a love contract with Sean Diddy Combs. Mia, now she testified she was a former assistant who alleged she was sexually assaulted multiple times by Diddy and witnessed violence against Cassie Ventura. And other witnesses, including former employees and others who recounted their experience related to Combs' alleged actions. Now, we had Kid Cudi. He testified that he believed that Diddy came in his house when he heard about him working up a fling with Cassie at their time when they were broken up. He testified that Diddy came into his house, ramshacked his house, and even put a bomb in his car, blew up in his driveway. Yeah. Now, evidence presented so far has included text messages, photos, and recordings of, quote, hotel nights, as well as security camera footage showing Combs beating the hell out of Cassie Ventura. Now, the defense arguments, they're saying Diddy has pleaded not guilty to all charges. And why? His defense has acknowledged that he was violent, but claims that sexual activity was consensual. They have also questioned the motives of the witnesses. Now, Combs' demeanor. The judge has admonished Diddy for his behavior in court, including staring at jurors. And the judge said that he will kick him out of court if he continues to do so. Now, here's some key takeaways from testimonies. Forced sex and coercion. Now, witnesses after witnesses have described being pressured and coerced into engaging in unwanted sexual acts. Hotel nights, quote. These were described as drug-fueled sexual encounters orchestrated and directed by Diddy. Physical violence. Now, witnesses have recounted multiple instances of Diddy physically assaulting them and others. Financial control. Now, some witnesses testified that Diddy used his financial support to control them and pressure them into complying with his demands. Now, the trial is ongoing and the defense will continue to present its case. Now, NBC News has already reported that Jane is expected to continue her testimony for most of all of next week. Now, let's remember what Diddy is on trial for. First, racketeering and conspiracy. Now, this is a serious charge that could result in a sentence of up to 20 years or potentially more if he's found guilty of related underlying offenses. The second charge, sex trafficking. Now, he faces 2 counts of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, each carrying a possible sentence of 10 years to life. And transportation to engage in prostitution. Now, he is also charged with 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, also known as violating the Mann Act. Now, here's my summary. Now, this is just my opinion. Everyone has one, just like the nose on your face. Now, like the defensive said, now, witnesses after witnesses testify that Diddy is a violent, angry man who don't know if he want a woman or a man. No, I just put that in there. Monster, okay? Now, it is already deemed, after all these witnesses come forth, Diddy is not and has not been a nice person. Violent, with ego trips, everything. But I don't see where racketeering conspiracy has been shown. I don't. Sex trafficking, I don't. And, even when the first week of trial, when Cassie took the stand, Cassie had arranged for the prostitutes that called them, transportation to engage in prostitution. Yes, it admitted that he used male prostitutes. That has came out. One male prostitute, he testified for the defense, saying that, he was paid and he had sex with Cassie multiple times. Never thought that she was doing it against her will. But, he said he didn't know why the prosecution had him as a witness. And he was like, I don't know why they chose me for a witness, because I said I never saw that Cassie was unpleasured by being with me, and we have had sex multiple times, and he never saw that she was being forced and everything. But I think this was the prosecution's way of showing that, yes, he engaged in prostitution. He paid. Cassie didn't pay for it. Diddy paid for prostitution, which is illegal. Okay? So they may have him on that transportation to engage in prostitution. And that's probably why the prosecution used the male prostitute's testimony to testify about the transportation to engage in prostitution. But the racketeering and conspiracy and the sex trafficking, I don't think they... No, because even texts where all these women who were saying, oh, he forced me, he did. Diddy had saved those texts and got them saying, even Cassie, oh, I'm always ready for a freak off, baby. And the others saying, one woman who testified that he raped her weeks after he had raped her, and she was this and that. She called him back, and they had texts to her saying that she loved him. All in the name of that dollar bill. Yeah, I hate that some women are that vulnerable, but guys, these women knew what they were getting into. Like Orlando Brown, as crazy as he is, he said it. He said, you know what you're getting into. He said, it's like a fraternity. You have to pledge. That's what they have to do in Hollywood. You have to pledge, and you have to go by those rules, and you know what they are. And it's up to you to do them or not. And in my opinion, take it or leave it. The women knew what they were doing. Now, the males that he drugged, and raped, but, Cassie them knew what they were doing. They even had Cassie testify that one of the women testified that one girl asked her, why you put up with Diddy? Why you take all this from Diddy? She said, well, Jay-Z's already taken. What does that mean? Okay? You know what you was in for, but you stayed there for the money. For the love of money, y'all. For the love of money. That's all it boiled down to. Even Kim, bless her heart, and she's not even here. That's why she took years of tears and abuse for the love of money. For the love of money, people will sell their own body. Oh, I don't know how it go now, but yeah, people do a lot of shit for the love of money. What y'all think? All right, guys, that's it for me. Thank you so very much for watching. And I hope you will like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And as always important, be blessed, y'all.